Jesus' fasting didn't make him weaker in the face of temptation. It strengthened his resolve to live by God's promise rather than by his own desires. The devil's first temptation toward Jesus was through Jesus' appetite. If you are the Son of God, command this stone to become bread, Luke 4:3. Jesus' 40 days in the wilderness can be likened to the Israelites' 40 years in the wilderness after their escape from Egypt. Shortly after God's great exodus, the Israelites began facing hunger in the desert, craving the flavors in Egypt and wanting to turn back because of their great desire for Egypt's food. Their inability to trust that the Lord would provide for them is similar to the one of the greatest temptations in American culture, and that is the desire to turn from God's provision, chase our flesh's cravings, and follow our heart. This is the enemy's attempt to separate us from God's kingdom culture by appealing to our appetite. How can we be strengthened against this anti-God culture of excessive consumerism, sexual promiscuity, and self-gratification? It all begins with Jesus' words to Satan, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God." These words in Luke 4 are referring to Deuteronomy 8:3, where Moses speaks to the Israelites saying, "Yes, Yahweh humbled you by letting you go hungry and then feeding you with a manna, a food previously unknown to you and your ancestors. He did it to teach you that people do not live by bread alone. Rather, we live by every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord." In the end, we can trust God over our fleshly appetite. Jehovah Jireh is the God that sees you and provides. Jesus' fasting didn't make him weaker in the face of temptation. It strengthened his resolve to live by God's promise rather than by his own desires.